Today we are going to be making a mobile like this out of sticks and plastic bags, and it'll happen in 2 stages because I'll teach you how to make the plastic bag yarn first and then we'll work on the weaving. And as you can see, brilliant, so as you can see behind we've got some other examples of mobiles there. Hello Heather, hello Louise, and your families if you're watching, great to see you. So what you need, and we hope if you have it ready, that's great. If you don't, just grab it really quickly. You will need a couple of plastic bags, just like these, and you'll need a pair of scissors, and then you'll need some twigs. If you don't have twigs, don't worry, you can still do it. You just need something else, long and straight, and so it could be a pencil, it could be a chopstick, but you need 2 or 3 of those. So if you haven't got twigs, go and grab something else like that.
Paintbrush.
Quickly. Paintbrushes, exactly. Alfie, hello. So just briefly before we start, we've had a few technical issues, so we haven't got our overhead camera today, but we're going to do our best to do some zoomed in shots. We'll have instructions on the screen, and also we'll try and show you really clearly here what we're doing. I've got Tegan helping me today.
Hi.
Now she has not made one of these, so all these examples I've made, she does not know how to do it at all. So hopefully we'll be able to go at her speed, which will give you
enough
a chance
time
to do it. Okay, are we ready?
Yes!
So first off, we're going to make our plastic bag yarn, and this is a great thing if you've accumulated a few plastic bags. They might have a few holes in them, that's okay. What you are going to do first is get your plastic bag and lay it out really clearly and flat on your table.
Alright.
Yes, and nice and flat. Then you're going to look at the top and the bottom, and we're going to just chop those 2 bits off. So with your scissors, just chop those 2 bits off.
How neat you are.
Yeah, don't worry about being too neat, but
Okay.
try and keep as straight a line as possible. Once you've got those bits, just get rid of them. So on this one, you can see there's a handle. We don't want that. We're just going to chop that away.
So I'll chop these
So
handles off.
yeah, this could be called topping and tailing your bag.
A bit like
So in some bags like this one, you might have a little bit attached on. You just want to chop that off because we don't need that bit, depending on the type of bag that you're
have I
using.
got that bit?
But we'll just
What is that bit?
get that
Is it
no.
okay?
So you should be left with a nice loop. So if you just flatten it down again,
Make sure it's really straight.
yep, and then from the folded edge, so you need to just turn yours
Okay.
once round, so you've got the cuts on either side. You're
So
going to
it's like
fold
this.
it in half.
So going upwards.
Yeah, fold it in half. Fold it again. Now this might vary how many times you fold it, depending on the size of bag that you've got.
So
Yeah, so you can use a small bag. As you
Okay,
see,
that's
I've got a
really
whole range of bags. Let's see, so we've got a small bag like that one you can use, or you can use a big bag. This one's got a drawstring which you would just chop off. You can use any bag
this
like
okay?
that. So fold it, and then we want to fold it once more, I think, because this is going to make us cutting our loops a lot easier. So
it's
keep
gonna
it
be
on the
about
table.
the size of a child's thumb.
Yep, keep it nice and flat on the table.
Okay.
And then you need to take your scissors again, and we are going to cut little strips along about 2 centimetres along.
about here?
So kind of 2 finger width
Here?
along, yeah.
It doesn't have to be absolutely exact.
Yeah.
You just have to try and make sure you go around.
That's it. So
That
just take your time doing this.
Obviously, we'll take our time so you can.
Yeah. And if you're finding we're going a little bit fast, just let us know.
And if you need anything else explaining, we can
Just ask.
explain it.
So we just keep snipping there, try and keep them nice and fairly equal. If they're not quite equal, don't worry.
Yeah.
And we're going to do 2 bags. I think we'll start with 2 bags for this first mobile. You may find you need more depending on the size of the twigs. You could do, so this one here, as you can see, actually we've used about 5 or 6 bags on this one, but then those are quite large sticks. So it will really depend.
Is this?
Yeah, that's looking, try and keep them a little bit thicker.
Okay.
So, and again, when choosing your plastic bags, you could go all the same colour. So on this one behind, we've used a clear plastic bag, and we've just used the same plastic bag for all of it, so it stayed the same. Whereas on the other ones, you can see we've used different colours. And it might just depend what you've got in your house, or you might kind of try and, you know, keep a few different coloured plastic bags.
Yeah.
So I think we'll each choose a different colour now, and we're going to cut up
Can I go for
another
that yellow?
plastic bag. Okay, so Tegan's going
This
to go
yellow
for yellow.
looks awesome.
There we go.
So we'll chop off this handle, and they have a bit of sticky stuff here. So we'll just chop this bit off.
Yeah. So
Because-
put your little snippet bits to one side, and we will do
sprinkles.
the same thing again for our next plastic bag.
A bit sticky.
Okay, so if you have just joined us, we are making these wonderful woven webs from plastic bag yarn, which I will show you how to do, and twigs or sticks or anything you can find that's sort of thin and long and straightish. So we've already cut out one bag into our loops, and I'll show you again how we do it. So if you've only got time to cut one bag, that's fine, because you will get the hang of what you're doing, and then you can take a little bit more time afterwards to carry on. So we'll show you the starting process, and then if you need, you can take a bit more time to do it. So again, we've top and tailed our bag, then we fold over, so you're keeping the folded edges, the loops, so the cut sides are either side.
It's a bit sticky.
We're folding over, and again, and again, and this just helps us get our loops nice and even. So again, about 2 centimetres.
It might be a bit hard to cut it, but
You would just take your time
we'll wait for you.
and do your snips. And again, when we're looping them together to create yarn, you can choose to either make a pattern as you do it, or you can do one bag first and then another bag afterwards. So I will show you the different things that we can do. So we'll just wait for Tegan to get all her
And for you.
loopy bits, and for you, we've got a couple of other pre-made ones there that we've got. Now again, this plastic bag yarn, we're going to be using it for weaving. You could actually use it for loads of different things. It's a great way to use up some plastic bags if you're not able to use them for shopping any longer.
Could you help me with this bit?
So you can use them for
Thank you.
hanging things up. You could use them for sewing things. Because they're plastic, it means you can use them
Thank
outside. So these mobiles that we've made, the woven webs that we're making,
Even
will
in
be
the rain,
able to be
Even
hung
in all
up
this
outside.
horrible rain, it'll be okay.
Okay, so now hopefully you've got your bits, and if you just open up all the plastic bags, so you're going to create your loops. And again, if you've used different size plastic bags, they might be different sizes, but that's absolutely fine. We even used some old like nappy bags and things before, so they were quite small, but it worked really well.
Be careful not to rip your
Yeah.
yarn.
That's it. And again, so you can use thicker bags, or like Tegan, you can use thinner bags.
Thin.
That's absolutely fine, because we're going to be doubling it up to make it nice and strong.
So it'll be all right anyway.
So just take that time to open up all those loops.
It
And
may
we
feel
might
like you're
make it-
breaking it, but you're not. It just.
That's it. We'll get these all going, and then we're going to create a nice big long ball of plastic bag yarn.
Sounds exciting.
So I'll move mine there. We'll just wait for Tegan a little bit. Let us know how you're getting on if you're doing this
At home.
at home following this video to see. We'd love to see pictures as well if you've got something. But if you're not quite there yet, don't worry,
It's
you can
alright.
always share pictures with us another time.
Or you could show where you're up to.
Yeah.
What's happening.
You could do
Do
that.
an
And if you're
action
watching
shot.
this not live but later, do share a picture with us of your finished piece. You can post it online and tag in us, which is at OT Creative Space, and don't forget to use the hashtag StayCreativeOT. That is what we're working on at the moment while we're in
Lockdown.
lockdown. So while we're in lockdown and doing things differently, not able to meet together at the back gallery or in OT Creative Space, we're doing lots of different things, and that's the project Stay Creative OT.
Got
So currently, yeah, just keep opening those, that's fine. So currently we have 2 artist videos on our website that you can find. So otcreativespace.co.uk/Stay Creative OT. Search that, there's a page there. We've got a designer for posters. In fact, we've got some examples of posters we made following that video. There's also a painter showing how you can paint from home as well. And we will be adding new artist videos every 2 weeks onto the website and onto our social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think. So do have a look at
I have
those.
an idea. They look a bit like the paper crowns that you get.
They
The
do,
packet.
don't they? Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you've got your loops of plastic bags. Now we're going to do this quite slowly because it takes a little while to get the hang of it, and then you should be off. So what you need to do is to take 2 loops.
Okay, let me just.
Okay, I'm going to make sure that Tegan knows
It's a bit
what we're
tangled,
doing.
so. Do they have to be the same colour?
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, so we'll just clear a little bit of space here as well so you can see clearly.
So they
So
can be
2
different
loops.
coloured bags.
Yeah, they can be different colours or the same colour.
It doesn't
Whatever you
matter.
want. So once you've got your 2 loops, you're going to take the one in your right hand and just pop it underneath. So if you can see, so it's underneath. Yep. And then you're going to pop it over, so it's going to go backwards and then underneath the end bit, and you're going to pull it through. So just pull it, well done.
should look something a bit like this.
And then it should
Don't worry.
create a little bit of a knot.
If you're struggling, just tell us in the comments because we can go over it again.
Yep.
So be careful not to pull it too
Okay,
hard.
so next time Tegan is going to show us the next one.
Oh am I?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, yeah. So you're going to keep that one to the left-hand side. You bring
Okay.
a new one in from the right.
Oh. Okay. So we're gonna go underneath,
Yep.
and then you're gonna put it over,
Over.
and then under the
And
end,
pull through.
and
Yeah.
then pull.
And just when you're pulling, just be careful to not rip it again. It should.
But make sure you do it.
Yeah, just gently but firmly.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to carry on
Going.
with another one. So we go under, over, and pull through.
Wait. Oh no. Under.
That's right. So they're all going on to. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost like making a paper chain,
But just a bit of a weird technique.
but with plastic bags and a slightly different technique. So again, you go under, over, and pull
Okay.
through.
Don't worry because the more you
And-
practice, the more you'll get
Yeah,
it.
and just keep adding that on. So we want to make quite a long chain to begin with, because we're going to start with our woven web. So we'll just keep going. How are you doing, Tegan?
I'm
Okay.
doing all right.
Well done. And in fact, you might find this quite a relaxing activity.
It's quite nice hearing the sound of
To do.
plastic. Just
There we go. So just bringing it through. And what you can also do, which is what my aim to do in the next
done
week,
it wrong.
I've got a big bag of plastic bags that aren't being used, is that I'm actually going to make lots of yarn and just wrap it into balls, and then it will be there and ready for when I need to use it for something. If I run out of string, I could use this.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I've even
Kesley's made-
seen things, you know, where you can almost like crochet or knit with it.
Yeah, Cassie's made little little.
Yeah, you can do
Plastic crate.
weaving. So we're going to weave onto twigs today, but you can do other forms of weaving where you use cardboard as a base, or even more sticks and different things. So, but today we're just going to focus on that one creating a web with sticks.
It's a great day to do it because it's so windy and crazy weather outside.
Yeah, you don't want to be outside
You're bored.
today, really.
You don't know what to do? Come to our club.
There we go. Okay, so keep going. That's it, yeah, and then you can put them anywhere you want once you've done it. Okay, so we're getting, how are we doing? Have we got
I'm
quite,
doing
well,
okay.
We've got a bit of a...
Let's just keep going. Patience.
Great. Good to hear that you're keeping up, Alfie. That's great to know. And we have got some plans for these woven webs that we're creating. So if you make one too, we'd love to hear about it, because maybe they could join in with something that we plan to do in the parks in Old Trafford as well. Again, just to keep people's spirits up, to keep people active when they're out and having something fun to do.
And spot them all around.
Yeah, to showcase what great work
Old
people
Trafford
are
can make.
doing. Yep.
Oh, what has
right.
happened here?
Okay, so I think, have you got the hang of it there?
Yes. It's at first it's a tricky concept, but actually you get the hang of it. It's easy
Brilliant.
as pie. Ah, it's stuck on my hand.
Great. And also, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment there. We can see comments on both Facebook and YouTube. It's a live chat on YouTube. So you can do that too if you want to. Right, so I think, oh, how many more have I got? Oh, I think I've managed to do all mine. We'll just wait for a little bit and let Tegan catch up a little bit.
If you want, you could add some of
And
these
then, yes, I
spare
might
ones
add
that we've
those
done.
ones.
So, because if you just make this, then you can
onto
have it
Okay,
ready.
so what I will do, I will just show you again how to pop them together again, just while Tegan's finishing off. So you take 2 loops, and in your right hand, you push it underneath. Then you're going to go over, and then under the end of that loop, and you just pull it tightly. My hand has actually ripped this time, but don't worry if that happens. I can show you, because if it rips, you can just tie it back together again, and that won't matter at all. So probably quite good it did that, just to show you.
Yeah.
And then you've got it. So again, you just carry it over. You go under, over, and through. And just a little gentle tug, and then it's there.
Make sure you don't rip it. But it's okay if you do, because obviously you can fix it.
I will save that one for another
Nearly
time.
finished.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll just keep going. So
I'm doing a
2
little
plastic
pattern.
bags should be a good amount to
A good
start
amount.
with, and then depending on the size of your twigs or sticks that you've got, we'll see whether we need
I think I've
a
got about
few.
4 more.
Now there's 2 different ways that we can do it. If you have got 2 sticks, we can make one like this, a web. If you've got 3 sticks, you can just tie it together again, that's fine.
Okay.
If you've got 3 sticks, we can make one that's a little bit more complicated and complex,
Well,
like that.
whatever you want.
So what we might do in this next bit is that we might put Tegan on the square one with just 2 twigs. I'll do one with 3, just to show you the same
Different ways.
technique, but with a few more. But it is exactly the same thing
Just a bit.
for each. We're liking the emojis, Alfie. That's great.
Oh, it's not working.
Oh, robot and cooking. Gosh, it sounds like you're having a good day
Yeah,
with whatever you're doing. So again, if
I
it,
seem to have got a little bit stuck.
that's just, sometimes it might just take a little bit of teasing just to get it through,
Great.
but it's there. Fantastic.
You might be
So we'll
thinking,
just-
how on earth is this going to turn out into that?
I know.
But
So
actually,
in fact, what I will show you on this one, while Tegan's finishing off, if I can find my end, that's the tricky bit, is how you can just roll it up to store it neatly. So if you just bunch it over a few times, just go back and forth,
oh, what have I done?
and then you just begin to wrap it round. And just wrap it round and round and round, and this is quite a neat way to store your plastic bag. So if you've decided to
Oh, I've just ripped it again.
have a relaxing afternoon creating your yarn, plastic bag yarn, you can just do it like that and store it in a bowl.
I
in a
think
ball.
I'm just going to stop here because I keep on ripping it.
Okay, yeah, We
It's
can leave
alright.
those, we can always use
So
those later.
how do we roll it up again?
Okay, so just move it, so bunch it can be quite big. I would start, if you start with a little bit of
Oh,
folded
that makes
backwards and
sense.
forwards and then wrap it around that. Great, okay. So, and then just wrap, so you've got it. But I mean, it doesn't have to be in a ball for the next bit, but it depending on how long your plastic bag yarn is, you might just want a little bit of tidiness
How do you make it into a ball?
in the place. Well, you just keep wrapping round. It might be a slightly long ball, that's okay. Don't worry about doing it too tight, just keep it quite
It
loose.
doesn't really matter.
That's it. Okay. Oh dear, we might be having a little bit of trouble on Facebook. If you're on Facebook watching us, you might not see this,
You can turn to YouTube.
but you can switch to YouTube. We can always write that in the comments saying head to YouTube if it's not working on Facebook. So we'll just we'll wait a little minute just
so
to catch up.
everyone up.
Exactly. That's it. This is the fun with these live things, that who knows what's going to happen. But well done, great. So we've got our balls of yarn nearly there.
So shall I just leave this one little bit?
Yeah, leave a little bit so you know where it starts
Great.
with. There, and then you want to choose your twigs. When choosing a twig, I think, yeah, that's about quite a good size.
Yeah.
It's maybe a little bit longer than a 30cm ruler. And you want to go for as straight as possible. And try and choose sort of similar width sticks as well. So choose your sticks. If they're a little bit wonky, that's okay, because again, with our plastic bag yarn, it will just follow.
cover it
So
up.
in fact, if you look at this example here, this twig was really quite
Crazy.
bendy, but we still managed to make it into a web. So the first thing, when you've got your, we're back on Facebook, I think. Hello? Great. Okay, so welcome back. If you had a little bit of trouble, we are here again. We are now going to move on to making our woven web, like the ones behind us and the one I've shown you. So once you've got your twigs, you're going to lay them out. So Tegan is going to do a cross, and I will just show you how you can do a slightly more like a spider's web one with 3, so like a star.
But it's okay.
So once, I mean, I've not tried with 4, but maybe you might get adventurous and want to try with 4. Please do show us pictures if you do. Great. Okay, but yeah, maybe just start with 2 sticks
Yeah.
to begin with. That's a good way.
If you're feeling confident, you can try.
So once you have got them, we're just going to tie them together. So take the beginning bit of your yarn. So we've got our sticks and we've popped them there. If you've got your yarn, we've just rolled it all into a ball.
But it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be in a ball for this, you just need it in a big long line. So you take one end of it and we are just going to tie our sticks together. Now this is where it's easier with 2. With 3 it gets a little bit complicated.
How do you keep it?
Okay,
Ooh, help.
so you're going to tie, make 1 knot and then position them out. And then we're just going to make another knot. So Tegan, how are you getting on there?
It's a bit hard because the twig keeps juggling about. But
Yeah, don't worry, it may move for a little bit at first.
can't do it.
So you're just going to put it over and you just want to tie one
Oh, so
side.
does it matter?
Tie one side, move
Okay.
it into a cross shape
And,
and then
tie it around again.
Yeah, the other way. Just wrap it round. We're going to be doing a lot of wrapping around, so you'll
Used
be
to
an
it.
expert at the end, and you might want to do just a double knot. So
Just to be
Tegan's
safe.
got her cross there. I've got my star.
Be careful,
and a
it's a
shape.
little bit wobbly, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit loose. That's okay. So hopefully you are all up to this stage and we will show you how to do it. Once I've done it a little bit, I can go over it again and show you. So you take the edge of your yarn and the trick is you're going to go under and round and then to the next one.
Under.
So wrap it right round.
Under.
Now, depending on how tight it was, I think we're going to go round twice. So wrap it round
Okay.
twice.
Don't worry, you can just go back if you didn't do it on.
So wrap it round twice. And then to the next one. And just make sure you're always going from the under side.
And then you
So
wrap it round twice.
wrap it round twice.
Under, wrap it round twice.
Under, wrap it round twice. Under,
It is quite nice.
wrap it round twice. Now the bigger the sticks you have, it'll be slightly more tricky to begin with because you'll be having to move around those sticks. And don't worry if it looks a little bit messy to begin with.
It will turn out amazing.
It will soon turn out fine. How is everyone finding it? If you're finding it okay and you have a chance to comment, give a comment or a thumbs up or something. Or if we need to go slow down,
Just comment.
let us know. But I hope you can see this. Let me try and show it like this. So you're going from under, round and round, and then you go to the next one. So my next one is here. So I go under, round and round to the next one. Round,
So it's going to start to build up a little,
round.
on this one it's going to start to build up a little square, if you see.
That's it, round and
At first I
round.
started making the mistake by going around the same one every single time.
There we go. So again, underneath we go round and round to the next one. So under, and then yeah, you wrap it round that twig you've gone round under. Okay, so it's you go under the twig and then wrap it round that twig twice.
Where did that green
And go to the next twig along and go under and wrap it round twice. Again, like creating the plastic bag yarn, it can be a little bit tricky to begin with,
But you'll get the hang of it.
You will soon get the hang of it. And as you can see, because I've done different colour plastic bags, you're beginning to see a slight variation in colour along that
For
web.
my one, because I've got thick yellow but thin white, it's showing more of the yellow, but then you do get the hints of white.
Yeah. And just when you're pulling it, you want to try and keep it quite tight
Yeah.
so it all stays together. So kind of keep it pulling. If you try yours, just keep yours on the table to do that so people can see.
Okay.
That's it. So just quite tight.
Ah!
And then we've got our yarn there. Now, and this is where, yeah, we just keep going. I've never been much of a knitter myself, but I imagine it might be something
We
similar
tried
to
knitting
that.
once.
I know, it didn't go very
We
well.
weren't the best at it.
But just keep it going. Now you can choose, like I'm beginning to do, I'm just making slight gaps in the yarn so you can see a little gap, which makes it look a little bit more like a spider's web. But you can choose
I think I've
how. So I think that we're just going to explain again how you do it. So you've got your yarn, you go under the stick, wrap it round twice, and then go to the next one along. You go under and then wrap it round twice and then go to the next one. And as you can see, so under, wrap it round twice and then to the next one. And you can see mine is creating more of a web look. Tegan's going for more of the all together look, which is nice.
It looks
you
cool
can
on
go
this side.
for
Looks
either,
very
and you
cool.
will notice, yes, so on one side you will see the shapes of the twigs, on the other you will see more of just the plastic bags and that
Because
weaving.
this looks more
like
like just
that.
a square that's just stuck on, when actually this side.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll just stick with that a little bit longer.
Stick.
Ah, very good. Didn't even notice doing that. There we go. And when you come to the end of it, you might want to create a little bit of a loop that you can use to then hang your web up somewhere. So you can choose whether you take it to a park Or let us know if you're in Old Trafford, let us know and we can work out where to do it.
I think I'm going to put mine in Fullard Park.
Or you could hang it outside your front door, on your balcony, in your garden.
Mine's very hazardous.
That's it. And don't forget, you can use any colour bags you want. You might want to experiment and try different ones. Don't worry if you've got a little loop, you can just tuck it in and out of the woven. So just in and out.
That's it.
And that will get it there. Now I've just got to the end of my sticks and actually the end of my plastic bags, which is, I would like to say well thought out and planned out, but a coincidence I think. But when you get, just hold that down for a moment. When you get to the last one, you're going to aim to tie a knot, but keep that loop because that loop will help you hang it up later. So just try and get a nice tight knot. I would suggest doing it twice just to make sure that we got, and then, yeah, okay, so when Tegan gets nearer the edge, the end, we'll show you again how to do it, but that is then what you've got, and you can hang it up there and it will move around nicely. I quite like the white and the navy on that one.
Looks really cool.
Quite nice. So thanks for the thumbs up, Alfie. I hope yours is going well. So just while Tegan's carrying on, I'm just going to show you how to start off again with, I think I've only got a very, very few
I'll turn it off.
there. So you get your 2 sticks or any more sticks that you want to start it off, and you are going to tie it like that. We'll just tie it, just ignore the phone call in the back, it just shows that it's live. So you've tied it once, then create it in its positions, and you're gonna just leave it.
Okay.
And then you're going to tie it on the opposite. So we've gone round one side, then on the opposite sides, you are going to tie it. So this is, it's the trickiest bit is just starting off. That is the bit that's
I struggled a bit.
a little bit of time, but the aim is just to get it so it's round both sides of it. And once, there we go. So you've just got it round both sides of that twig, and then that's where you start, and you start with the under and wrap it around twice, and then onto the next one. And if you've got little tags, great, we'll show you that we're finished. You can just wrap those round as well. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
Pop it down there and we'll do it. So again, you're just wrapping it around at the beginning to make it nice and firm. And you'll notice once you've done it a few times, it's a lot more sturdy.
It's always hard at the start because you have to keep it more, it's all wiggly, but then by the end, it's really easy.
Yeah, and I'll show you just as well what to do if you run out of plastic bags when you're on it. So I've just started with just 3 on this one. So I am going to get near the end. But if you run out, you can just add some more on. We've got another spare loop here, I think. So just like we did before, keep it on the left hand side. From the right, you go under and pull it through. Oh, I've just ripped that one. But you can tie it, don't worry. There we go. Just tie it. So again, so I've added one more. But if you've run out and you've got a little way to go, you might want to add a few more in. So again, under, over, and then under again to pull it. Let's try one more. Okay, so again, we're just adding bags on because we've run out. So we go under, over, and then just under that bit there where you pull it out. And then it just means
You can go wrapping again.
you can go back again, and you'll notice how it just brings in that next colour. And again, you can see there's little bits there, but don't worry because we can tie those, wrap those underneath when we bring. So we've got this here. We're just going to wrap it around can wrap it round in there so it doesn't need to tie out. There we go. But if there's little flappy bits, that's okay, because that might just add a little bit of interest in the thing. Okay, so I'll leave that one there. We might finish that one afterwards. And we will go back. So Tegan has finished. So it's always when you finish it, it's best to wrap it round last onto a twig and hang it from a
that
twig.
Makes sense.
So you just wrap it round there.
Just keep going.
There we go. So you're tying it, and then you tie it
Just
again there.
Mine looks very hazardous.
It does look a little bit hazardous, doesn't it? It could be a warning. I mean,
like
that's
me,
if you
look
think,
at me.
or a bit like a bee, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got it there. And if you decide at another time that you want to add some more on, you can just tie a bit more plastic onto it as well, and you can carry on like that. So please do share the pictures of your finished creations with us. One last thing, which we have got a little idea of, let you into a little secret, that I've been having a little bit of a draw in my sketchbook about all different types of bugs that can get caught in spiders' webs. So after this, I think I'm going to have a go with creating some little bugs or pictures that I might add onto my webs, and maybe you might see them in the park. So maybe if you've created a few, you might want to have a little think about what could get caught in there, and either make it out of a plastic bag, or you could do a drawing, you could laminate it. If you don't have a laminator, you could just put some strips of sellotape over the top of it, and that'll protect it, and tuck it into your web, and then that would be a nice little surprise for anybody that sees it. So we will show the pictures. I hope you saw the pictures of the monster mobiles we made last time at the beginning. So we like to share what you've been getting up to. So we will show pictures. If you've done something now, send them in the comments quickly. Otherwise, we'll do them on our next live.
And maybe you can spot yours.
And maybe you can spot yours. And also share them on social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Tag us in at OT Creative Space, and use the hashtag #TheBackGallery, and use the hashtag StayCreativeOT.
Because in OT we're staying creative.
Exactly. So do put those in, and we'd love to see what you're doing. And hopefully we will be back again, meeting together in the back gallery in the alley in OT Creative Space when we're allowed to do so. But in the meantime, stay creative. And we will keep going with these live art clubs, and do check out the video resources on our website
and the instructions that we have.
and the instructions. Again, there are instructions of this video,
so you don't have to watch it again. You can,
yeah,
but you can just use the instructions, maybe
Look at
send
the
them to someone
instructions.
else.
That's right. Or share the video with somebody else that you think might like.
To make one of these.
Okay, so we're just going to show you how to tie it up at the end again. So when you've come to the end of your, just imagine this is a big, complete, full web. So when you've come to the end, this is our last piece. We are then going to wrap it round, and we're going to tie it on this one. So you just want to tie it with that last bit. You're going to pull it through and tie it. Oh, I've just broken this one.
Well, on my one.
Tie it nice again. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You may find plastic bags are a little bit temperamental, but tie them again, and then this is the loop that then you can hang. If that loop is not long enough to hang where you would like it to go, you can just add some more. So up here, I've got one there, and you may see that it's actually, I've tied some extra plastic bags onto the top of it so it can hang down a lot lower.
So you can just get another loop, a spare loop.
Yep.
And just...
So, well done Alfie for finishing. So again here, you can do the loop or just tie it in any little bit that you've got left. And then it will create.
Hang it up. Because you can make it
taller
really,
one.
really tall if you really like. Could put it in the tallest tree.
Yeah,
But don't
and
hurt yourself.
find somewhere, hun. So I think we're done for today's art club. Thanks for joining us. Do
Send in pictures.
send in
Comment.
pictures.
Share with everybody.
Exactly, that's good. And stay creative, Oti. Bye-bye.
Bye.